because you have control, you have symmetry, and you can really squeeze the bicep. Oh my God, force. You see? I just got back from the gym and I wanted to hop on here before I start my recording day. I'm gonna record 2 YouTube videos today, but I like to do these before I record like the formal stuff. I wanna do these more informal videos where I can connect with you guys, and hopefully we can, have a conversation in the future here in the comments, or if I ever do a live video. That would be interesting. I don't know how that works, but it is intriguing because it's so much more interactive. It's not just me here yapping. But thank you guys for joining me today. This is actually gonna be a very special episode. This is episode 4, because I just got back from the gym and I had a thought. Why not share with you guys my workout split that's been so instrumental really to having a simplified fitness program that I've been using for basically my whole life, really. I mean, I tweak it, of course. As you get better and better at it, you can start adding and omitting things, and you can change things up every 6 to 12 weeks. But the general foundation, I have it in a PDF that I built for you guys, actually. It's been up on the description of the channel and the videos, and a lot of you guys have grabbed that. Like over 150 people have that PDF, and I've gotten some good feedback. It's a very simple program. I would call it almost a beginner program. I wanted to kind of go over it with you guys so that if you're not going to the gym and you decide to get in there, you have at least a foundation. You have something to start with. I'm gonna kind of rush through this a little bit. If you want it in detail, just grab it. It's free. It'll be in the description below. And it's basically a push-pull leg split. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically a 3-day split where you push the first day. Push means, chest and shoulders, basically. And then you got the pull day where you pull. It's mostly back exercises where you're pulling down or pulling towards you. And then you have the leg day, which is self-explanatory, right? You can split up your leg days to one quad focus day and one hammy focus day. But in the last few years, I've actually tweaked that workout split and made my own. I call it the PPL plus A. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to you. PPL plus A. And the reason I did it is because as a busy professional and a single father, you don't really have as much time to go to the gym. Yes, it's important to make time for it, but you also have to be efficient. So this particular split, the way that I kind of tweaked it is that I made sure that the parts of the body that are usually lagging do get enough volume. And for me, that's always been my arms, because I tend to do, my triceps on my push day, and they're definitely fatigued after I do my presses. So towards the end of a regular push workout, I would normally just kind of skip. But now what I did is I added a dedicated arm day twice a month. Sometimes 3 times a month, depending on how many days I actually get to the gym that particular month. And the way it works is it's a push, pull, leg, push, pull, leg. So that's 2 weeks, or two cycles, I would call them, depending how many times per week you go to the gym. But considering that most people are, have jobs and are busy, let's call it a 3-day split, 3 days per week. So it would be push, pull, leg week 1, push, pull, leg week 2, and in between week 2 and 3, you would do an arm day. That would be a 4th day for that week, and then you repeat that. So you get 2 arm days per month. And what that does is it gives you enough volume in those 2 workouts where you can actually make really good gains on your arms, triceps, biceps, and forearms, which is very important. A lot of people omit the forearm and they just don't get that volume and that look that really makes an aesthetic arm. But the reality is that for a lot of us, fitness is not our number 1 priority. It is important. It is part of our overall self-improvement journey, but it's not something that we focus on. So this program allows you to focus on the important things: family, life, work, and health, right? But when you're ready to go into the gym and cause some havoc, you at least have a plan. You have the actual exercise, sets, reps, and you have all the information. You can have it on your phone. And I have a sample calendar. So this is kind of what my calendar looks like. So for example, push, pull, and then I'll rest. Why? Because the next day I have a leg day. I go pretty heavy on legs. I've been focusing on my legs for the last 2 years. I have made a lot of progress despite the fact that I have a small injury on my back. So I can't really go too heavy and I can back squat. And then after that leg day, I actually incorporate another rest day. So a rest day before and after the leg day. And for me, that works very well. It gives me enough time to prepare for leg day so that I'm fresh. and it gives me enough time to recover from that leg day. And then I go back to push, pull, and then another rest day, legs. And here's where it gets interesting. For example, in this particular calendar, it's just a sample, I incorporated that arm day right after the leg day. Because an arm day can be brutal. It can be if you do it right. But it doesn't require the same amount of mental energy and muscle fatigue that a push, pull, or leg day will. So it's okay to have it right after your leg day. And then because of the fact that we had legs and then arms, that's when you incorporate another rest day. If you have a more structured lifestyle, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, then we can work around that. You know, if you need help with that, let me know. All my links are in the description. But we can come up with something special that is concurrent to your lifestyle and your schedule. So today I did my pull day, and my pull day is a very basic pull day. And what I love about this is that it's very simple. It's simple for people to memorize it. And that's very important, because the last thing you want is, you don't want to go to the gym and just be completely out of the loop, and you don't want to have to guess what's next. It's also not really convenient to change things up often because you have to learn new exercises. So I would stick to this if you're a beginner for at least a year. I mean, some people say, oh, change it up every 6 weeks or 12 weeks. For me, I think it's more important for you guys to get the actual movement, okay? Understand your body, understand your mechanics with those particular exercises. And once you have them down after a year or two, then you can move on to something more complex. So for example, today, I always start off with pull-ups. I do 2 or 3 sets of as many reps as I can. AMRAP. Maybe I'll put it here so you guys can kind of follow along a little bit for the pull day. And then I did my deadlifts. So today I did something a little bit different. I decided to do Romanian deadlifts, which I usually do on my leg day. That's a tricky conversation that a lot of people disagree with me on, but that's what I do. But for today, I actually put them into my pull day, and it felt great. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really, really strong. My lower back, I have an injury, but I've been strength training for that injury for the last year and a half. So after that, I jump right into a pulling motion, which would be the lat pull down. And the reason why I put the lat pull down after the deadlifts and not right after the pull-ups is because right after the pull-ups, I'm gonna be fatigued. So I wanna give those particular muscles a bit of a rest. And on the lat pull down, I'll try to do a wider grip and then a narrow grip, and I'll do 2 sets of each. It's all on there for you guys, okay? And then right after that, I usually jump right into a chest supported row. If your gym has a T-bar row with a chest support, great. If not, you can use a 45-degree angle incline bench. I can maybe put a picture of what that looks like here while I'm doing it. And that's one of my favorite exercises. For the last, I want to say 12 months, that's been my go-to. And I've seen great gains on my rear delts and my lower traps as well. And then next we have the rear delt flies, which a lot of people do on the pec deck and the reverse flies. But you know, I do actually both. I do regular rear delt flies where I bend down, pause, and just do the flies with 10, 12 and a half pounds, nothing crazy. I want to keep, in my case, my shoulder health is more important than shoulder gains, or back gains, I should say. So, and then I jump into the actual pec deck to finish it off, okay? Because you have more control there, it's chest supported, and you can really kind of like squeeze your back. And then to finish up, I usually do a bicep exercise, which I highly recommend you stick to the easy bar, okay? For a couple of months, just stick to the easy bar and gain some strength and figure out the movement of the bicep, the curl. Right, the curl is a very specific movement. Maybe we can look into that in another video, but you need to get a hang of it. A lot of people will let the elbows fall back behind their body. I mean, it gets pretty messy. So the easy bar helps you with that because you have control, you have symmetry, and you can really squeeze the bicep. The reason why there's 6 sets on there is because since we are not doing a dedicated arm day, it's just a single movement for the pull day. The reason is because you can start off with a narrow grip with your palms facing up, 2 sets, and then you move on to a wider grip, okay? And then you can do a reverse grip as well, 2 sets of each. So that's 6 sets. And that's a very basic pull day that all of you can just start on today, okay? Put this in your phone, download it, leave it in your phone, in your photos, or print it out, old school style. Put it in your bag. That's what I do. And the idea is that this is just the foundation. Over time, you can add, you can omit things, you can tweak, You can change the rep ranges. I mean, the beauty of fitness in general, but specifically at the gym, is that it's not fixed, okay? You can change things up all the time. But I will say, sticking to one plan for a long period of time, if you are getting good results and you're consistent, is probably the way to go, okay? Consistency will outperform complexity every single time, okay? So grab that in the description below. It's totally free. Like I said, it comes with a push day, a pull day, leg day, quad focused, leg day, hamstring focused, arm day, and you get a sample calendar that you can play around with. And that is it. I gotta get to it. I have to take a shower and start recording, but I want to show you this cup. How cool is that? My sister got these for me. Well, actually for my son. They're Star Wars cups. One more thing, I completely forgot. The whole point of this video was really to tell you that you'll never regret a workout. I actually almost skipped today's workout because I have so much to do. I gotta record the videos. I gotta get to work on that kitchen that I've been working on, and then I gotta pick up my son from school. But I decided that instead of contemplating, should I go, should I not go, I just went straight over there. I didn't even come back home to change. I happened to be wearing this shirt and I had my hat in the truck. So you're never gonna regret a workout. All right, guys, that's it for today. And have a great weekend, by the way. Wow. Wow.